My name is Josiah Rodriguez. I'm from Terra Nova in Sunrise, Florida, and today I will be presenting my short sermon titled Called or Chosen. My key verses are Numbers 14:28, Matthew 22:14, and Joshua 1:9. A young athlete named Caleb decided to try out for the football team. Among him were 34 other students trying to fill the 5 spots left on the sports team. Caleb does great at the tryout. He gives max effort on every single play, he stands out, and most importantly, he's a smart football player. The next day, he finds out that he makes the team, and suddenly that number of 35 students dwindled down to only 5. This is an example of what Jesus said in Matthew 22:14, which states, "For many are called, but few are chosen." This is because only few will step out and do the things that God has called them to do. Only few will go to the far places that God has called them to go. I want to take a look at the life of Joshua for a moment and see what we can learn from his life. We started the 40th year of the Israelites' journey in the wilderness. 40 years of complaining and 40 years of lack of faith in the God who had just delivered them from slavery in Egypt. God tells Moses that he will not see the promised land, and he chooses Joshua, the son of Nun, to lead his people into the land he promised them. Joshua didn't run away from the calling. He stepped up to the plate and he delivered. For example, when Moses sent out the spies to spy on the promised land that God had promised their people, only 2 of the 12, Joshua and Caleb, gave a good report. The rest were only looking out of fear and only in the natural, while Joshua and Caleb were looking with eyes of faith. Numbers 14:28 states, "If the Lord delights in us, then he will bring us into the land, and it is flowing with milk and honey." What set Joshua apart was his faith and trust in God. He didn't allow fear to overtake him. He had seen the mighty hand of God, and he had remembered what God commanded him. "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous, declares the Lord. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." Unlike Joshua and Caleb, the majority were fearful. They gave an ill report. They said that the people in the land were of great stature, and that discouraged them. They were ready to run away and forfeit the promised land that God has called them. Is God calling you to the next level? Is he calling you to do something beyond what you think you can achieve? Before Moses died, he passed the baton to Joshua. He proved himself like Caleb in the football tryouts. To be chosen, you have to work for it. Football players have to train each and every day to fix bad habits, to improve on their skills, and have a teachable spirit. The same principles applies to being chosen. It doesn't happen overnight. To be spiritually trained, it looks like being consistent in prayer, something that I am personally working on. I'm making it a point in my life to spend time with God unhurried before I go to check my phone or start my day. One thing that I realized is I should not have to make time for God or fit him into my day. He should be the center of my life, and that's something I'm working on. Joshua spent a lot of time in prayer, and he made his relationship with God a priority. In the same way, as Christians, we should make it a priority to spend time in prayer. We need to make sure that we surround ourselves with friends who will encourage us and push us to become better. I want to leave you with 2 key points. Choose faith over fear. Instead of being like the 10 spies who let fear overtake them, remember, we serve a mighty God who parted the Red Sea, who gave the Israelites manna from heaven, and who caused the water to come out of a rock. Step out in faith and let God do the rest. Be courageous. Whether God is calling you to go to the ends of the earth to spread the gospel, or to your local Publix to tell somebody that Jesus loves them, we must be strong and courageous. Even if you're standing alone, remember, God is with you. I would rather stand alone with God than stand with 10,000 people without the presence of God. Do you want to be called or chosen? The choice is yours. Give it your all and fight to be chosen. Thank you.